Hey guys, our decline here, average picker. So, I did that last video where I was kind of probing, testing some techniques for doing bin pickings on Unpickable challenge lock, and Skeleton Key left a comment asking if I could detail that plate in the back a little more. Sure. I can do that. I'm pretty sure it just comes out because there is a note that says if you can't get it, you can just pick the plate out and pick it as a straight challenge lock. So let's see. So I'll show you what's going on here a little bit. So you can see that plate, and the key is notched. So essentially that notch goes in that plate if we can get it out. I don't know how difficult removing it is. I wonder if it comes out easier if I put the key in. I may nudge it up a little bit. I don't want to spill it though. There we go, there we go. So you can see what he's done is he's cut a bit. Alright, average, do this very carefully. A little nerve-wracking. So yeah, he's basically cut that plate and it sits in there, and when you slide this in, it rides up there. I am a little curious how much trial and error it took Ben Pickin to get this combo, because when I cut my tensioner out of a key, which I have not tried yet, I notched it about the same length, and I couldn't get it to go in on that plate, and I think it was maybe a difference in the bitting, but yeah, that's essentially what it does. And if we look, is this gonna be easier with the camera flipped around? Maybe. Let's flip the camera. If we look at the plate and where it sits, you can see it would seem to be guarding about 1.5 pins. I say a half because you seem to be able to reach this pin without really fully encountering the plate. You can kind of get to it. This one is the one that's hard to get to, and it rests really close on this thing. So what you end up doing is having to come in at a pretty steep angle, even with a shallower pick than this, and really grabbing that thing. But you can see what's happening when you do that. You end up, you're kind of leveraging on that one too, and on potentially that one. And that guy's fairly deeply cut, so he doesn't need a whole lot to set. So that is some good thinking on his part. But yeah, that's basically how it works. And yeah. So my thinking, my plan, though, is to try to catch that plate and ride it up. And what I noticed was, with bottom of the keyway tensioning, it gave the pick a little more of a better angle to come straight in on this on. And so I figured if I matched the bottom of the key with the tensioner, this is going to let my pick ride right along that. And it's going to encounter that plate, and it's just going to pop right up there. And in a few tests, without putting the handle on this piece, it did seem to be doing that. How effective that's going to be, I don't know. Now, let's see. Now, as I said, Fast Charlie did get this lock picked. Kudos to him. don't know how long it took him to try and do it. But he did manage to do it, and he managed to do it basically straight picking it. And I kind of approached it and gave it a few shots that way. I ended up thinking, you know what? I'm going to try to do something like this. I think I said in the other video, I wanted to come up with a more graceful way to pick it. But yeah, I guess what I want to do is I want to see if just something like that makes it a little more manageable, I guess, and gives it a little more of a kind of straight challenge lock picking, as opposed to getting down and just completely trying to manhandle my way into that thing and basically repeat Fast Charlie's pick. Instead of doing that, I just thought, because it is so different, I would just take a little different approach to it and see what would happen. So, yeah, that's kind of just the reason for doing it that way. I'll also show you guys this. Hope that clears it up. If not, I'll do some more. So this came in today for me. I told you I was going to try to step my game up a little bit. It's kind of sticky getting the key out, but other than that, it works just crazy flawlessly. It's a Sargent Keso. Yeah, and so that is our key for it. And that's pretty daunting considering the only other dimple lock I've picked is a Yale Superior. Yeah, this this kind of feels like diving headfirst into the shallow end a little bit. I don't know if you can see in there. Had a little light that on a pen. It's probably just going to produce more glare. Yeah, you might be able to see in there. So yeah, you've got pins on both sides and across the top. So yeah, we're looking at what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pins. And I don't think you can actually gut these. I mean, it looks like that tailpiece comes off, but from what I can tell, it doesn't look like that tailpiece reveals much that you can do, and it's got some thing in there. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not one that you can gut. I don't know much about this. I like Sargents, and I saw this one, and I knew I wanted to step up into some more dimple locks and stuff, and it seemed like a good way to go, to step up into that. So yeah, maybe I have stepped in over my head, but we'll get it figured out. So anyway, there we go. The Sargent, and I did also get packages from Albert LaBelle the other day, and I got one from Cameron Dunn. So lots of little goodies to start picking on. And maybe I will set this one aside for a hot minute and work on some of those others. But we will give this some good effort, and regardless of what we get, we'll get it out there. It's not gonna end up stashed away in a naughty bucket or anything like that. So yeah, there we go, guys. Hope that clears it up for you, Skeleton Key. And you guys have a good one.